Until November, there are no Tennessee House Democrats serving on standing committees. They were removed by the House Speaker after last week's special called session to redraw congressional districts. Steve Mailing explains how this is even legal.
From chants to air horns to heated encounters, last week's special session had it all. And Republican leadership took note.
When you act like a child, you can expect consequences.
Those consequences made known in a letter sent Tuesday by Speaker Sexton to Minority Leader Karen Camper, officially removing all House Democrats from the sitting committees that don't legally require bipartisan representation.
To me, it's a little childish, but for me, it's important that I carry out my duties as a state legislator.
The letter laid out multiple reasons for the move. The speaker citing violations like interlocking arms in the well of the House, using prohibited noisemakers on the floor, even blocking the aisles.
They completely disrupted the process and robbed Tennesseans of the ability of seeing both sides of the argument.
House Deputy Speaker Jason Zachary says it was the most unsafe special session he's ever been a part of, saying that protesters this time around were putting hands on his colleagues. For longtime State Representative Johnny Shaw, the move isn't surprising, but he believes the move is a bit too much for legislators protesting what they believe is injustice.
We have to show sometime some type of sign of action for what we believe when our voices are not heard.
This action by Speaker Sexton is legal, based off Tennessee law. It will remain in effect until November when elections are held. Deputy Speaker Taylor says leadership may evaluate which members are still there after elections to see if any further action is necessary. For WSMV4, I'm Steve Mailing.